Today, we're talking about lions.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Those of you that joined us before, this is I believe this is our 4th virtual field trip that we're doing. My name is Brian Dowling, and this is...
I'm Christina Contos. I am a lion keeper.
And
no sound.
Yes, there is.
No sound.
Keep talking.
okay, well, we're gonna keep going. Today we're gonna be talking about lions with our virtual field trip. If you have any technical difficulties with the video, with the presentation, it will be archived and you'll be able to view it at a later date. All right, so what we're gonna start off now, we're gonna do this in segments. We're going to view some pre-recorded video of Christina and the other lion keepers doing their jobs. We can learn a little bit about what it takes to be a lion keeper and how to care for the lions. And then we're gonna do live question and answering in between the different segments.
They said to hold for a second. They're checking sound. Thomas,
Said
let's see.
sounds back on.
We're good. Julie,
Sounds back on?
We're good. Yes.
Okay, all right. If you have any technical difficulties viewing this video, the virtual field trip will be archived. You'll be able to go back and view it at a later time. Today's video is on lions. Christine and I are going to answer questions that you guys present to us in between each of the pre-recorded videos that we have. The pre-recorded videos are going to be a little bit of insight on what it takes to take care of these really impressive animals. Okay, we can do the first segment.
Enjoy.
Lions are carnivores, meaning that they eat other animals. They have adaptations, such as specialized teeth for consuming their prey, strong claws, powerful arms, and keen eyesight. Lions' coloration blends in with their African grassland habitat. This allows them to go virtually undetected by their unsuspecting prey. You may notice the magnificent mane that the male lions have. It is theorized that this mane is an adaptation, serving to protect the vital neck area. When two competing males fight with one another, this mane offers a level of protection.
Okay, now we're back live with the question and answering portion. So start throwing the questions out there. We'll answer them. Okay, you got a first one for us?
Mrs. Leonardo's class would like to know, how long can a lion live?
How long can a lion live? Okay, well, females generally live a little bit longer than the males, but they live about 15 to 18 years. Sometimes the females will get a little bit older than that. And they do live quite a bit longer in captivity than they do in the wild. So in captivity, it's probably 15 to 18 years. In the wild, 15 years that's a pretty old lion. Okay, good question. All right, next question.
Mrs. Adominus's 4th grade class would like to know, how does a trainer work with a lion?
Here you go. You want to talk about?
All right. Hi, this is Domin's class. So basically, we do a variety of training with the lions. They present their sides so that we can inject with injections for the lions, or we can grab their tails and actually take their blood for blood draws. It's a very long process, but it's actually incredible. We start off very small. We kind of like show them what our hand signals are, and we basically just do small steps and try to improve on what the behavior is and how they improve on it. So it's a process, but it takes a good amount of time, but it's very rewarding.
It's certainly an ongoing process.
Yes.
It's not like we can just go, oh, we need to get blood on this lion, so let's train the lion for that. It's more of we train it at a time when we don't need that blood, and then we maintain that behavior so that if a lion ever does start to feel sick or ill, we are able to collect that blood at that time. And we don't train them to jump through hoops and sit, roll over, that kind of stuff. We train them to allow us to give them better care.
Right.
Okay.
And they also weight manage, so we also have them stand on a scale, which they absolutely know what to do, and we make sure that they're nice and healthy in their weight.
Okay, next question.
Mrs. Oliver's 4th grade class is asking, how many lions do we have at Lion Country Safari?
There we go. We'll take this one.
We have 16 total lions. We have 9 in our old pride right now that you will see in the field. We have 2 in retirement because they had some issues with the old pride, but that's just how socialized these animals are. Sometimes they end up kicking others out. Also, we have a new pride that we are starting. So we have 3 2-year-old girls and 2 1-year-old boys. And eventually we will, once they're mature enough, we'll put them together. And
those young ones, those will be the future of the Lion Country Safari exhibit. It's a very long process. Now, we won't be mixing those young lions with those older lions, but those older lions, they range in age from about 15 to 18 years. So we do have to start making preparations, preparing to build a new pride going forward. Okay, good question.
Loxahatchee Groves would like to know, how big is a lion when it's born?
About 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. And you'd be surprised at how tough the little things are when they first come out. I mean, they come out and they're like, you know, right off the bat. But they have to be kind of tough and durable. That's how they survive. So about 3 to 3.5 pounds at birth. And generally the moms will have anywhere from like maybe 1 to 6 cubs at a time. And that gestation is probably about 105 to 110 days. All right.
And the Craig Adams class would like to know, how big are a lion's teeth? And I thought maybe you could show them
There you go.
skull here.
Well, it kind of varies with males and females. Males are larger than the females, so we have much larger canines. This is a male skull, whereas female is smaller, but you want to say how, I know it's a couple inches there.
And these teeth really, the root of this tooth really goes way back up into the skull. That really anchors that tooth in there, you know, when they're trying to take down a large prey like a buffalo or an antelope or something like that. So what you see with the tooth is probably half of it, maybe a third of it. The rest of it goes all the way back up into here. You can kind of even see the bulge, how that tooth goes all the way back there.
And then they also have 4 canines, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. These are missing. And then they have some incisor teeth. They're very small, and then some carnassial teeth where they tear the flesh off their prey.
Mrs. Siebert's 3rd grade class would like to know how you feed the lions.
How we feed the lion. Actually, that's what she does every day. I'm gonna let her take that one.
Yes, we do. They are weight managed, so they have different poundage of beef for each lion. For example, Salvo, our very large male, he's 14 years old, almost 15, and he gets 9 pounds, and we feed him in a pan. So we slide a pan very safely into his little pan holder with the pan cover, and we take away the pan cover, and he chows down. Other females,
You'll get to see some of that in the video coming up of how we feed the lions. Actually, I think the next segment's going to show Christina actually feeding the lions and how that's done.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to go on to the next segment, and we'll come back and do some more question answering. So if you think of questions as we go, be prepared to post those to us.
So at this point, we would like to give you a very unique opportunity and take a behind-the-scenes tour, meeting some of the people that work at Lion Country Safari. So Kelly, what is it that you do here at Lion Country Safari?
I'm lion keeper, so half my day is spent sitting in a truck and just watching over lions, making sure, you know, just keeping record of them, what they're doing, who they're interacting with lion-wise, and also looking at my surroundings, looking at the different animals, making sure, you know, they're not crossing over into sections they're not supposed to be in, not too close to our section, but also watching very many cars that you see here. So the other part of my day is spent cleaning, making diet. Really excited. And training.
What are we doing today, Christina?
Well, good morning, first of all. We are going to set up the field right now for the day. Today the lions get toys. It's just an object that they like to play with, so it can vary from cylinders to balls. They love to roll around balls, and some branches as well, logs they like to stretch on. So yeah, let's get out and we're gonna clean some waters and set up the field and see how that goes. Alright, we're gonna use this pill, or just a toy. As you can see, check out those marks in there. They like to rip that up and hold on to it and carry it around the field. We'll just put it up here and they'll knock it down later, hopefully.
So what is your favorite part of the day?
Well, my favorite part of the day is the whole day, to be honest. I absolutely love my job. To be in the presence of such an incredible animal and creature, it's beautiful and breathtaking, and to be able to understand and see their natural behaviors and their beautiful personalities and different characteristics between each one, it's really exhilarating, and it's a dream come true, to be honest. I've always followed my dreams, and I think everybody should follow their dreams because they do come true. And yeah, and to see, it's rewarding to see after we train an animal to have them give us their side for injections and everything, and just to see their gears turning and thinking while they're training, and the process that we do it. It's rewarding to see their improvement, and it's all just really rewarding. So I love it.
You can talk.
You're on.
We're going to be one moment here for the camera.
Having a little bit of technical difficulty here.
One moment, we'll get our camera back on here.
Yep, give us just a moment. Actually, if you have questions, keep sending in the questions while we get this going. We can still answer questions.
Yes.
You want me
Okay.
to give you a question?
Yeah.
Sunrise Park, 2nd grade. The teacher is Silver. Would like to know, how can you tell a lion's mood?
A lion's mood. All right, there you go. You sit out there and watch them all
All
day.
right. Well, yes, we pay attention and record all the lions' moods and behaviors. It's really important to know their behaviors. They have certain aggression behaviors, so like a certain stance, like a male will do, like he would just kind of like stand really tall and kind of have his head in a certain angle. Certain facial expressions with aggression or playfulness or anything, really. And there's a whole variety, because this animal is a very social animal, and that's why they live in a pride. So their facial expressions vary tremendously.
If you watch some of the videos, if you watch them closely, like when I was going through the video before we assembled it, I could see, uh-oh, this female is going to turn around and swat this male, just because I was looking at the facial expression on the males.
Right.
There's a lot of body language that you see with social animals. I mean, with people, we're the same way. There's lots and lots of body language. And when you spend as much time out there looking at lions as I have done and Christina currently does, you really get good at reading that body language of those lions.
Right. And also they have a black signal, so like basically the tips of their ears are black, the tail, they have a tassel or a tuft on the tip of their tail. It's also a signal. It's like black fur, and that fur kind of also provides signals. So when their ears are flat, other lions can see that. Even with their nose and their gums, is black. So it's a signal where they are, and it's very fascinating.
Okay. Well, another question.
Royal Palm Beach Elementary, Mrs. Leonardo's 2nd grade class is asking, how fast do the lions run?
How fast they run? I would say they probably run about 30, 35 miles an hour. They're not an extremely fast animal. They're not the kind of animal that's going to run down an animal, an antelope. The antelopes are generally much faster than the lions, but they work together. They work as a team to hunt. You might have a couple of females that'll come from this direction and flush a herd of animals in a particular direction, while you have others lying in high grass waiting for them to come by, and then they jump on them and take them down. And they're pretty good. They'll work together, and they can take down some pretty large animals, animals as large as a buffalo.
Mr. Weimer's 4th grade class is asking, who leads the pride, the males or the females?
Well, there might be some argument on that one.
Yes, there will be argument. All right, so you do have a dominant male, but there is also a dominant female. She kind of takes charge of the ladies. But the dominant male also takes charge of the whole pride. But the role of a male lion is to actually protect the whole pride from other intruders in the wild, and basically provide that protection. But the females also, they can control the male as well. So it's kind of a battle. It's very
I think it's kind of a funny question, because the male walks around and acts like he is in charge, but I think it's just because those females let him think that.
Yes,
so
yes.
When it comes right down to it, it is the females that make up the pride. And a lot of in your prides in the wild, some of those males will come and go, so they're not always. They don't maintain control of a particular pride for their entire life. Sometimes that can change, and pretty frequently sometimes. Okay, another question.
Banyan Creek Elementary, Rhoda's 3rd grade class, is asking, what kind of food do you give your lions?
Okay, food. We feed them chunk beef. We do batter that beef up. It's just chunks of cow muscle tissue. We batter it up with a supplement, because in the wild the animals would eat part of the hide and the entrails and some bones and cartilage and tendons, and they don't get that in captivity. They're not eating the whole animal, and so we supplement that by putting, it's kind of like a vitamin and mineral supplement that we batter up the meat with when we feed them. And how much do you feed? How much do you feed the males and the females?
The males can be around 9 pounds, and the females can be around 5 pounds, 6 pounds. It depends on their weight, like I said before, on weight management. Also, we do provide a fasting day once a week, where we actually give the lions bones, so they can get that bone enrichment.
Yeah, and fasting just means they don't get to eat that day, and that's not an unnatural situation for them. Lions don't normally eat every day anyways. Also, you should see the way she feeds. It's really impressive. The lions will station and feed in a particular location and in a particular order. She can feed the whole pride of females in an area together in less than 2 minutes, and in the same order every day. It's pretty impressive to see. Okay, another question?
Mrs. Engelbert's 3rd grade class would like to know, will lions eat plants if they had to?
Well, they do occasionally chew on grass. I think they just kind of like, maybe, I don't know, the taste of it. But every now and then you'll see a lion gnawing at grass, and
maybe it's kind of like a dog that maybe has an upset stomach and will eat some grass, you know. But yeah, sometimes we eat them to that. But they are carnivores. They're not. That's not part of their diet. Okay, we're going to go on to the next video. So go ahead. You can run the next video. We'll save your questions. We'll be here waiting.
We will now ride along with Dr. Elizabeth Hammond.
We're out here in the lion section, and I like to periodically come out and look at the lions myself. The lion keepers are very good about letting me know if there's a health problem with the lions, but I also like to just have my own look and see them when they're doing their sort of normal lion things out on exhibit. I can look at their body condition, and basically that lets me know if they're overweight or underweight, because I don't want animals too overweight, and I also don't want them underweight. Again, we can kind of tell by how much they're eating. We can also get weights on them, and we basically put the scale in their cage with them, and the animals will go on there. They're trained to go on there. We never actually go in with the animals. We always have a barrier between us and them. Looking at their body condition and their overall health is very important in terms of their medical health. We do a lot of preventative medicine as well. We vaccinate them, we deworm them on a regular basis. With the vaccines, we actually train them to accept a hand injection, which is really great because it's less stressful for them, it's less stressful for me, and then I don't have to anesthetize them to give their annual vaccinations. We also, if we need to medicate them or deworm them, lions are very food motivated, and so we can usually just hide the medication in their food and they eat it. So that's another really nice way for us to medicate them if they have a problem. The other thing we look for is we look for any sort of wounds or bite wounds, because we display them in a large pride, occasionally they have spats and they will injure one another. Usually it's not a bad wound, but nonetheless we want to treat them and make sure that we give them the best veterinary care that we can. So sometimes we'll have to put them on antibiotics and that kind of thing. We also will do occasionally we'll anesthetize them so that we can do a full dental evaluation, much like you would if you were to take your dog to the vet and the vet says, oh, we need to make sure these teeth look okay, so you anesthetize them to clean them and evaluate them. Okay, occasionally we have to do a root canal on a lion, and we'll actually call in a specialist to help us with that. So you see, we really do a lot to make sure that these guys have the best care in captivity that they can have. We also, some of these guys are trained for blood draws, and so what we do is we train them to go up against the bars and we can pull the tail out. We do it safely, we never go in with the animals. We'll pull the tail out and I can draw blood that way and make sure that all their organs are working okay. And when we do those training sessions, again, we want to make it a positive experience. We also make sure that they can leave at any time. If they don't want to participate someday, that's fine, we'll just come back another day and do it.
Okay, all right, welcome back. All right, we're going to answer some more questions now. Throw us another question.
Mrs. Dowling's class would like to know how you become a lion keeper.
How you become a lion keeper?
All right, well, a lot of hard work and dedication. Can you hear me? Hold on, technical difficulty. All right, so how do you become a lion keeper? It's through a lot of hard work and dedication. I did go to school at UCF for environmental studies and biology focus. I did get a lot of volunteer work done and internships at different zoos and animal work. I did some research as well. And you just, you got to start from the ground level and work your way up, and you have to, make sure that, you do the best that you can, and through a lot of hard work and dedication and through your passion, you can absolutely do whatever you would love to do. Just follow your dreams. I've always believed in that, so.
Okay, another question.
Sunrise Park would like to know, what do the lions do all day long?
What do they do all day long? Here, I'll let you have this one.
Yeah,
You sit out there with them all day.
I sit out there. So they either eat, which they love to do. They do sleep about 20 hours a day, which is a lot. But they are kind of diurnal, so they do hunt at night or during the day. But we don't do that here, obviously. Yeah, they do sleep a lot. They do play. They chase each other around. There's arguments in the field, so there is some fighting. But we always make sure, if there's any injuries, that we make sure they're okay. And yeah, most of the day is spent sleeping or arguing or
Actually,
anything.
a good day to come through to see the lions is probably a cloudy, rainy day.
Yes, they're actually most active.
Yeah, it cools them off, and then they're they're more active, and they're busy doing things.
They'll actually run around and chase each other across the entire field, and they'll roll around and tackle each other. It's
Play in the
really
puddles
fun.
and-
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Okay, all right, another question.
A fourth grade class from Belglade Elementary would like to know, do the trainers assist when lions give birth at Lion Country Safari?
Okay, I'll jump on this one. No, we don't. First off, Mom's not going to like that. She's in a very defensive, vulnerable state when she's giving birth. So really, the best thing to do, and it's not just for the lions, is for us to not intervene, not to assist. The only time we intervene and assist is if there really is a problem and the mother's life is at risk. We do everything we possibly can not to get involved in that process. It's best for Mom and for the babies that we stay as much away from it and out of that process as we possibly can. Okay.
Lantana
One more.
Elementary first grade Parkinson would like to know, how often do lions roar?
How often do they roar? All right, Christina, you're out there all day.
All right, yeah, they do roar mainly in the morning, like during dawn, and as well as dusk. Those are their main two times of roaring. They do roar throughout the day, very randomly. If there is an argument or a fight in the field, sometimes the male will start roaring and everybody else will join in. It's also a form of communication with each other. But it's mainly during dawn and dusk, actually.
You know, something that I think I have found over the years is if you take somebody that's part of the pride, one of the lions, and you leave them in the building for whatever reason, they didn't go out that day, maybe because they,
There's no
you know,
sound.
they have to have dental surgery or something like that, having them separated from the main pride, I think we tend to hear them communicate a lot more back and forth. When the pride's not whole, it's like, okay, where is that other one? How come that one's not out here with us?
Right.
Okay, now we want to go ahead and start the next video. If I had to pick a favorite animal, I think I would put Savo right up there at the top. Savo, he's probably one of my favorites of the lions. I actually got to watch him be born. I've watched him grow up, and I remember when he was young, the other girls would pick on him, but now he's the boss out here. And our pride works because we have a big, strong, dominant male that kind of takes charge and keeps order within this group.
One way to help protect African habitats by recycling old cell phones. Now, the main reason why you would do that is there's an element in your cell phone that's mined exclusively in Africa. So by recycling those cell phones, you help to protect African habitat. When you bring them here to Lion Country Safari, we actually send them off to EcoCell, and they will use those old cell phones and get those parts to help, again, make sure they don't have to go and mine brand new material. And if you do bring them here, we actually give you a feeding coupon, which you can use at any of our animal feeding areas as a way of saying thank you for recycling your cell phones and protecting those African habitats.
All right, hi everybody, we're back. I hope you guys can hear us okay. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I think we have so many people logged in today. We have a lot, probably thousands of you out there logging in. So I think maybe that's some of our issues we're having with technical difficulties. Now, remember, the whole thing is recorded and it'll be archived. You'll be able to go back and watch it if you're having any difficulties viewing it today. Also, we have a couple of files attached to it, a survey, so that you guys can give us some feedback. Obviously, I expect there'll be some issues with some comments on some of the technical difficulties, but also with the content and stuff, we'd like some feedback. We want to make sure that we do our very best to make it better each time. Also, there is, if you're interested in being on the email list so that you know when we're doing the virtual field trips, there's also another link on there where you can go to and sign up for that. Okay. We want to field some more questions.
5th grade, Westgate Elementary would like to know how many people work with the lions at Lion Country Safari.
How many people?
All right. Well, you'll be surprised. There's only 3 of us, and we rotate throughout the week. That's it. There's 2 keepers every single day. So we each partner up, and basically we always have to have 2 people. One sitting in the field, while the other is cleaning, making diets, and many other duties that we do. Also, it's for a safety aspect, so we make sure we're in constant communication with each other and double check locks and everything for our safety. It's a safety.
How many times a day do you think you count lions?
We probably count lions over 100 times a day. It's constant, it's all the time. Just making sure we know where every lion is at all times, just for another safety aspect.
Okay.
It's very important.
All right, another question?
Mrs. Burns' 2nd grade class would like to know, do lions swim?
Do lions swim? Okay. Well, there's not water in their exhibit other than water troughs for them to drink from. But sometimes when we do get big rains, we have a kind of a drainage pond, so that when we get rains, that pond in there will fill up. And when they were younger, they got in the ponds and swam more than I think they do as the lions are older. But there's one lion in particular, Savannah. She was just notorious for swimming. She would even swim underwater in the pond when we had a good rain and it filled up enough in there.
Lions don't really like to get their paws wet. Sometimes they actually walk around puddles when it's really raining outside.
Okay, one more question. Last question of the day.
How long is a lion's tail?
How long is a lion? Oh, I don't think I've ever measured that. I would say it's probably about 4 feet long.
Yeah.
It's pretty long. It's not quite like a cheetah, where a cheetah uses it like a rudder and a counterbalance when the animal's running. But a lion's tail, it's pretty long. I would say it's about 4 feet long, and at the base, it's probably about that big around, about as big around as my arm at the base.
Yep,
Okay.
and they have a tassel at the end, which is a little black poof.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Now remember, this will be archived. You can go back and you can watch this in the future. If you want to sign up to be on the email list so you know when we're going to be doing these, please, the attachment's on there. You can sign up and we'll do it. And I think we're going to try to tackle a different topic each time and try to do these at least one a month. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Everybody have a great day.